Well, it has been exactly 1 year to the date that I picked up this 2024 7.3 liter F250 Super Duty. I made a video about all the mods that I've did on this truck about a month after I picked it up. So I figured I would go through today to kind of go over all the towing that I've done with it, the gas mileage, the mods that I put on it, the mods that I've taken off, and just overall how the truck is performing. So we're actually gonna get inside here because the sun's killing me. But just starting in here real quick to go over kind of some of the gas mileages that I've seen on this truck. I've got 9,100 miles on it. I'm averaging 11.8 miles per gallon. You got to keep in mind though, I am doing mainly neighborhood city driving, not a lot of highway mileage on this truck. And honestly, this truck's not really even broken in yet. I haven't gone over 10,000 miles, but 11.8 miles per gallon is what I've seen so far. The longest trip I've taken on this was up to Arkansas when I did a weekend camping trip up in the Ozarks. I had my rooftop tent, my rack, a ton of gear, probably 800 or 900 pounds worth of stuff on the truck, and I got over 15 miles a gallon that round trip. So I know the truck can get decent miles per gallon, but I'll be honest, I don't care about miles per gallon, and if I did, I wouldn't have bought a 7.3 liter F250. So, you know, people do ask, how's the gas mileage? It's not good. That's the blunt answer. You don't buy these trucks for good gas mileage. Go buy a Tesla or a Prius, I guess, if you are really concerned about gas mileage. As far as towing goes, this thing tows like an absolute dream, guys. You know, most of the time I lock out 10th gear overdrive, and this truck just stays in 9th gear pretty much no matter what. I can go up an incline, I can go down an incline, I can stay steady going down the highway, and it might hunt down to 7th or 8th gear, but typically it stays in 9th gear if I have 10th locked out, and it just, you know, it doesn't hunt around. It trailers around 9,200, 9,300 pounds fully loaded. So it's not pulling a ton of weight. It could definitely pull way more than what we're making it do, but for our circumstance, it does great with our trailer. As far as miles per gallon towing our trailer, I'm getting 8.8 miles per gallon. Again, it's not great, but it's a 7.3 liter gas engine. So it's not going to get the gas mileage that a diesel gets. So I wasn't interested in a diesel. This has done everything that we've asked it to do, and it's done it great. Just the gas mileage isn't that great, but that's okay. So I'm going to turn you around and show you some of the things that I did inside and some of the things that I've kept. So to start off with, I'm still running these TuxMat floor mats. They're actually really, really good, except for this little piece right here is starting to kind of come unglued. It's really not needed. I've still got this stuff underneath it, so I'm not getting to the carpet, but that's pretty much the only thing that's kind of flawed with this. But I like how they cover the entire floor, and even here in the back, you can see it goes all the way up, and this thing covers the entire section of the back seat and the front seat, and they just kind of stay in with little clips to help it stay in well. So these Tux mats have done really good. While we're in the back, I got this seat cover a couple of years ago off of Amazon. We have dogs, kids, so I didn't want to get the back seat completely trashed out on this truck, and this thing has held up really well. These are for the kids. I've had these in all my trucks. They just work really well. Again, another Amazon cheap find, but they keep their phone, sometimes their iPad in this clear section right there. So they use that for road trips. And then this thing, I use it literally probably every other day. It's a little FANNTIK vacuum. I'll just come in and kind of clean up my floorboards with it. This thing has been awesome. I love it. As far as the interior goes, I'm still running this Bulletpoint Mounting System Rubigrid. Again, I really, really like it. I just got an extra arm and a radio mount that I put my radio in, and then this is the mag mount for my phone that I can just connect my phone to this, and it's held on magnetically. It doesn't charge it, but I can just, if I need to charge it, take out my cable here and plug it into the bottom of my phone. I also have a GoPro mount that I can stick here. So, and these things move. They're a ball joint, so they move any direction. They can articulate however you want. Bulletpoint's got a ton of options you can get. I'm not sponsored by Bulletpoint. I'm paid for all of the stuff, but I do like all of the different options you can get for the Bulletpoint mounting. The matte screen protector, I'm still running that same one that I reviewed or let you guys know that I put on a year ago. No scratches, no bubbles. It's running great. I don't have as many fingerprints on the screen because of it, so I do enjoy that. And then surprisingly, I get a lot of questions on this. I guess you can sometimes kind of see it in my videos, but it's just an armrest pad that goes over the armrest here. So it just makes your elbow have a little bit more padding when you drive. So I've had this on pretty much every single one of my trucks, and I really do like it. As far as the interior, that's about it. I got some sunglass clips that hold up my shades, and that's pretty much for the interior. Now the outside, of course, I got I live down here in the south, so I went with a ceramic coated window tint, and if I could have gone limo tint, I would have. I went as dark as I legally could, and that ceramic coating really does help. So it's as dark as you can get. I think 30% up here, and then I think I did 10% in the back. Got the Boost Auto different LEDs because I cracked this one about 2 months after I had the truck. So these are pretty much an OEM replacement, and those have done great. Okay, let's talk about tires. I am running the Open Country AT3s, and I'll tell you, these have probably been my most favorite tires that I've ever owned. And I've owned every single brand that you can think of: Nitto, Toyo, Falcons. These tires have been probably the quietest, and that's relative because they're all-terrain tires. But from all the all-terrain tires that I've had, these Open Country AT3s are the quietest. They're the smoothest. I keep the fronts at 55. I keep the rears at 65 PSI. And they've just done great. I've rotated them once. The traction's good, and you know, good conditions and wet conditions. I haven't had any issues with them. So if I do have to redo these tires, I'll probably go back and get these exact same tires again once these wear out. I'm not happy with them. I did do the 1.5-inch spacer up here. You're not gonna be able to see it, but I did that because I don't like the factory rake. It's the nose is a little too far down for my liking. I didn't want to go up any higher because I didn't want the front to be higher than the rear, especially when I'm towing my camper. So 1.5-inch still gives it a slight rake, but it just pulls up that front end just a little bit, and I like it better. I am running some ditch lights now that I don't think I was running in the past. So these are Morimoto amber ditch lights on the Morimoto brackets. I do have my Midland GHOST GMRS antenna mounted to this bracket, and these are of course wired up into my upfitter switches inside the cab. And having those upfitter switches under the hood, although the wiring harness already, has just made everything so much easier to get these like external type things wired up and running. So these things are great, especially when I'm leaving camp early in the morning. If it's foggy or rainy, a lot of deer out, I flip these things on, have no problem seeing whatsoever. Moving around here to the back, of course, I am still running these Ready Air airbags, and these, in my opinion, are an absolute must if you're going to tow. I air these up to 40 PSI when I'm towing, and it just lifts up the back end for when I put the weight back down with the camper, it goes back to stock ride height. So, absolutely love these things. They're wireless. I can air them up. I can release them from my phone. It comes with a remote. It's been no problems whatsoever. I am running a new tonneau cover now. It's going to be a retractable, and this is the roll and lock, and this thing has been, so far I've liked it. I've had it for about 3 months now, and it rolls and locks. I haven't noticed any water getting in, and it's been raining quite a bit here in the south these last month and a half, and the only thing that I've seen kind of drip is right along here on the edge, right where it meets up with this seal. But as much rain as we're getting, I haven't, you know, a minuscule amount that's seeped in. And I am still running these Builtright Industries molle panel. I've got a little Bouge RV power station. I got my fire extinguisher, and then I've also got a fire blanket attached to that molle panel. This thing's awesome. It just attaches directly to your tie-down cleats from the factory, and it gives you a mounting option. I've got a switch panel mounted up there as well, and a couple of tie-down straps in case I need them. So, and of course the BedRug. Now let's talk about the BedRug for a second, because I get probably more comments on the BedRug. I'll never have a truck without a BedRug. It's got padding on it, so it's easy on your knees when you're crawling in and out. It's not carpet, okay? It's like a fiber-based material that looks like carpet, but you pressure wash this thing out just like a regular bed liner, okay? It looks like carpet again, but it's not. You can spill paint, oil, sand, whatever. I vacuum it out most of the time, but you can literally take a pressure washer to it and get this thing clean. So I really, really do recommend these BedRugs. They make them for basically any kind of truck that you can think of. But that's for the back. I really do like having these shackles for hooking up the safety chains on the RV. Ford did redesign this to make it a little bit easier to get your safety chains in, but I still think these are much easier. Now, if I ever have to take these off, that's not going to be fun because these are hammer-in shackles, so there's really no good way to get them out. I don't plan on ever taking them out, but these things have worked great. I am running one of the little shorty antennas, but I don't really listen to radio a whole lot, so that is what it is. I did take off the factory air dam and I put the Tremor valance, or air dam, whatever you want to call it. I think it looks a lot better. The factory air dam came down about 5 more inches and it just looked terrible. And I don't care about gas mileage. I guarantee you this thing does not give you that better gas mileage versus this one that's on it right now. And I think this one looks a lot better. It's just about 20 bolts that you got to take off, put it on, bolt it back down, and you got a better looking valance, in my opinion. And then this, I like it. I know a lot of people don't, but it is the Aeroskin vent guard for the hood. It just protects all the rocks that come up and hit this giant hood going on the highway. So that's been working out really well. And the last thing that I did to this truck, and I talked about it in the first video, is I used Forscan, F-O-R-S-C-A-N. Not Forskin, but Forscan. It is a type of open source programming software that allows you to basically get into the truck's computer and configure some settings that you normally wouldn't be able to. You can get into some trouble doing that if you're not careful, but the things that I did on this, I recalibrated the speedometer to compensate for the bigger tires from the factory. If I wouldn't have done that, I think I was like 1 mile per hour off at 65 miles an hour. So it really wasn't a big deal, but I wanted it to be as close as possible. So I did recalibrate the speedometer. I changed the blinking pattern. So, you know, normally when you're just half press the blinker, it gives you 3 blinks. I changed that to 5 just because I wanted 5 instead of 3. I did that, and I did change this Lariat didn't come with LED headlight or tail lights, so I just put in some cheap red LED bulbs a year ago, and they're still working great. But if you don't, I had to go into Forscan and disable the hyper flash, because if you put in LED lights, your truck thinks that you have a burnt out bulb and you'll get hyper flash if you don't go into Forscan to change that option. But those LED bulbs I think I bought for 15 bucks and they've been working just fine. Haven't had to replace them. But Forscan's a pretty cool little software program. It's forscan.org. I'll leave that link down in the description. And you have to buy an OBDII module to plug into your truck and then into your computer. Trust me guys, if I can do it, anybody can do it. There's 1.5 million YouTube videos on how to kind of go update some settings on your truck, but I'll try to leave all of those links down below for what I used to kind of update some of these settings. And there's 1 million different things you can do. I just didn't want to go crazy on Forscan and change a whole bunch of stuff. But overall guys, I would buy another F250 tomorrow if I had to. You know, I talked to a lot of people at camp that drive Chevys, Dodges, and of course, you know, each his own. Everyone loves their own truck, but a lot of people have said, and I can attest to this, that Fords have the most comfortable seats, which is very important on long trips. I've sat in Chevys and I've sat in Dodges, and I can personally say that I think that Ford has the most comfortable seating. As far as everything else, who knows? I've had pretty good luck with my truck. Like I said, I would buy an F250 again if I had to. Maybe an F350, maybe a dually. I don't know. I got to get a bigger camper before I can talk the family into that purchase. But overall, I absolutely love the truck. Haven't had any mechanical issues whatsoever. And it's just been great. So this is my 1-year update on having a 7.3 liter F250. So guys, if you have any questions, leave a comment below and I'll try to answer as best as I can. But until next time, see you soon.